The next one is unbolan. Unbolan. That is, it is either the reversibility of polarity of carbon atom. Reversibility of polarity of carbon atom, or it is the inversion of the polarity of carbon atom. That is, unbolan means either the reversibility of polarity of carbon atom or the inversion of the polarity of carbon atom. That is, it is possible to change the polarity of carbon atom from a definitive polarity into another by suitable chemical reaction. That is, it is possible to change the polarity of a carbon atom from a definitive polarity into another one. Say, for example, consider this. For instance, consider this reaction. For instance, consider this reaction. Methyl iodide with lithium. You will get a methyl lithium plus lithium iodide. The reaction between methyl iodide and lithium. Here, you know the methyl iodide, this methyl carbon atom carries a positive charge, while in methyl lithium it carries a negative charge. That is, in terms of synthon, this is electron deficient one or an acceptor synthon, while here it is, say, a donor synthon. Such a conversion of polarity of carbon atom is called unbolan. That is, more specifically, an A1 synthon can be changed into D1 synthon, or D2 can be changed into AT, or vice versa. Such a process of changing of carbon with a definitive polarity in a molecule into carbon with the opposite polarity is what is called unbolan. The importance of this unbolan is for the synthesis of the polyfunctional molecules. Polyfunctional molecules. That is, the successive addition of more functional groups into a backbone sometimes need the reverse of the polarity of the existing molecule. Thus, it is possible to change the polarity. Now, there are mainly three methods available for changing polarity. One, exchange of heteroatom. Exchange of heteroatom. Another, addition of heteroatom. Addition of heteroatom. And third category is addition of carbon fragments or carbon functional groups. Addition of carbon fragments. So, these are three general methods of obtaining carbon with the opposite or molecule with carbon or molecule with the opposite polarity, exchange of heteroatom, then addition of heteroatom. This addition of heteroatom, otherwise called oxidation process, and addition of carbon fragments. Let us see how exchange of heteroatom bring changing polarity. Say, for example, consider this molecule. Then this is the subject to react with the triphenylphosphine. Then followed by SBR elimination. You may get products like this. Here, this carbon is positive charge. This is negative charge. Or this is what we call an acceptor syndrome, acceptor carbon atom. This is what's called a donor carbon atom. In strictly speaking, we can call it as a A1 syndrome into D1 syndrome. Or this is a type of conversion of A1 into D1. That is, tertiary butyl bromide or any alkyl bromide react with the triphenylphosphine followed by SBR elimination. You get a species like this. Here, this is an example for Unbolon where A1 the acceptor syndrome, A1 syndrome is converted to D1 syndrome. Then another one is, say, bromo compounds react with the magnesium. You will get a MgBr. This carries a positive charge. This carries a negative charge. Or here this is A1 syndrome. This is a D1 syndrome. This is also an example for A1 into D1. These two examples we see that here the heteroatom is bromine. This bromine is replaced by another heteroatom, phosphine. Through this exchange, what will happen? The polarity get reversed. The polarity of the carbon atom get reversed. Here also, the heteroatom bromine is replaced by magnesium bromide. Thereby, there is a change in polarity or reversal of polarity. Thus, again, another example. Say, a protection reaction. This is followed by what? This is positive charge. This is negative charge. Positive charge, negative charge. In this case, ketone, carbonyl group is protected with the dithiol. And hence, the A1 carbon atom, A1 syndrome is changed into A1 carbon atom is changed into D1 syndrome. That is, the heteroatom oxygen is replaced by dithiol. And another one is an alkyl, so acyl group treated with the iron tetracarbonyl with the elimination of heteroatom. We will get FeCO4. Here, this carries a positive charge. This carries a negative charge. This also A1 D1 conversion. So here the chemical reactions involved with the exchange of the heteroatom. Then the second category of reaction, that bring the change in polarity is addition of heteroatom. For example, consider this. Then, suppose this molecule is subjected to what is called bromination, followed by elimination of this Br. You will get a product like this. Product like this. This carries a positive charge. This carries a negative charge. And this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, this is carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2, where this is what is called a donor D2. This is what is called an acceptor A2. Or D2 is changed into A2. D2 is changed into A2. Here, we introduce an heteroatom on a molecule. Introduction of heteroatom. The process is what is called oxidation. So, here, bromine get added on this second carbon with this carbon atom. The polarity of this carbon atom changed from, say, a D2 into A2. So this is an example for what's called a D2 into A2. And another example, is then this is subjected to what is called oxidation. Peroxy acid. This peroxy acid convert this into epoxide. Then this is 1, 2. This carries positive charge. This also carries positive charge. This carries negative charge. This carries negative charge. So here, this is a donor carbon atom. Donor carbon atom for this plant is called D12. D12. This is acceptor carbon atom. Another acceptor carbon atom for this is called A12. D12 is changed into A12. D12 is changed into A12. Then the third type of reaction, that is addition of carbon fragments or carbon functional groups. For example, consider this one. The very famous reaction, that is aldehyde with the cyanide. You will get a Cl, pH. This is positive charge. This is negative charge. This is negative charge. Or this is what is called A1 acceptor. A1 acceptor. This is D1 acceptor. D1 acceptor. You may note that OH and cyanides are two functional groups. But since OH is more stronger than C1, Cn, we are giving preference to OH rather than Cn. So this is minus, this is A1, sorry, this is A1. This is for another example for conversion of A1 into D1. A1 into D1. Then, here what happened is that we are introducing a functional group contained carbon atom. Carbon fragment. CN group is, a cyanide group is introduced to a carbon with a definitive polarity, but the polarity of the same carbon atom get reversed. Say, another example is with the acetylide. Then oxidation followed by proton elimination. It will give R or pH, whatever. C minus. Here this is positive charge, this is negative charge. This is negative charge. So, here we can see this is A1, acceptor. This is 1, 2, 3. This is D3. D3. Here, the A1 is changed into D3. That is carbonyl carbon atom. This is carrying positive charge. This is an acceptor syntone A1. This carries negative charge. So 1, 2, 3. This is donor carbon atom. So this is D3. A1 into D3. Then another example. Say, another important example for imbalance where there is no polarity change. There is no reversal of polarity while the reactive center of a carbon atom is changed from one position to another. Such an example is that, say for example, this reaction. Ketone react with the vinyl magnesium bromide. Followed by protonation. You will get a compound, a product like this. R. Say in this chain, this center carries a positive charge, carbonyl group. This also carries a positive charge because this elimination. Here this is an acceptor, carbon number 1. This is carbon number 1, 2, 3. So this is an A3. Or it can be seen that A1 is changed into A3. A1 is changed into A3. Where the reactive center of carbon atom changed from, say, one position to another without any reversal of polarity. Such a type of polarity change without any reversal of polarity is also known as imbalance. We can see another example also. Another example for Yes. Then when this molecule is subjected to a free radical addition reaction, methylene, a free radical addition reaction, you will get a product like this. You get a product like this. Here, say this carry positive charge, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This also carries a positive charge. That is 1, 2, 3. So in this specific example, A3 is converted into A4. A3 is converted into A4. So this is nothing but the changing polarity of carbon atom. Polarity not get reversed, but polarity change from A3 carbon atom to A4. Such shifting of the charges, shifting of the reactivity of carbon from one to another carbon atom can also be depicted as umbola. So these are the various process of affecting concept of umbola. Now, before the conclusion, let us do one more problem. Consider the synthesis of this molecule. How will you synthesize this molecule? Sorry, this is problem. How will you synthesize this molecule? It's a polyfunctional molecule. The functional groups are OH and Br. Then, so from the on first look we can see that the carbon skeleton is nothing but toluene. That is, the starting material is toluene, and a retrosynthetic analysis also shows that toluene is the best starting material. Now you do the analysis part. Here there are two functional groups, that is OH group and bromination. It is very easy to bring bromine or to add bromine in a benzene nucleus. At the same time, it is not easy to add an OH group to benzene ring. Or this OH group is introduced through some reaction what is called diazonium chlorides. So this may subject to what is called FGA. FGA means functional group addition reaction. This is a part of functional group interconversion FGA. Then you consider this is an amino group. This amino group is subjected to what is called treated with sodium nitrite and acid at 0 degree. Now it will produce what is diazonium salts. The diazonium chloride is washed with the water, you will get an alcohol. So the best way of introducing an OH group or the so-called halogen etc. are via diazonium salts, diazonium salt formation. So this is a GA. Now we can introduce an NH2 group here. Bromine, CH3. This is diazotization. There is no disconnection. OH bond is there, Cl bond is there. There is no disconnection, but functional group addition. The actual reaction be carried out for this real conversion is diazotization. Then, now we can think about what is called the disconnection of bromine, that is CBr disconnection. CBr disconnection. The real reaction is bromination. So you may get a fragments CH3 NH2, the so-called para-toluidine. Para-toluidine. Now this NH2 can be brought by direct reduction of nitro group. So you can think about what is another, say FGI, functional group interconversion. Nitration is the reaction. Nitration is the reaction. Sorry, reduction. Reduction is the reaction. Say you get a new tube, CH3. Then this can again, this is not a simple one. This can again obtained from what is called a nitration of toluene. But this is CN disconnection. CN disconnection. The so-called nitration will get the toluene. Now our say analysis part is over. So we started with what is called this compound subject to what is called a functional group addition reaction. The process is what is called diazotization. You will get what is called amino group here. Then so this molecule is subject to CBr disconnection. Now we get what para-toluidine. Then this is obtained from what is called reaction on nitro group. So it is converted to another FGI process, CN FGI nitro group. Again, you can see that this can be disconnected into say toluene by a process what we call nitration. Now this is the process of say the analysis part is over. Next is synthesis of the target molecule. For synthesizing this molecule, we have to follow the reverse order. But it is very clear that sometimes we cannot adopt certain additional methods for improving the reactivity of functional group or for controlling the directivity of the functional group or the overreaction of the functional group. One example is that suppose you have synthesized para-toluidine, then this para-toluidine when subjected to what is called bromination, the bromine get added on this position. At the same time, NH2 group, it is very labile or mobile group, it may get also brominated. So that under this condition, specific strategies should be adopted to protect or to reduce the reactivity of NH2 by acetylation. But such intimation may not be obtained from what is called the retrosynthetic aspect. So we have to adopt suitable methodology for getting the final product. Say, according to this one, the starting material is toluene. The starting material is toluene. Let us see this one, CH3, toluene, subjected to what is called a nitration. Nitrate emisser, you get both ortho and para nitrotoluene. You have to separate the para variety from ortho one. Then subject this with the reduction reaction. That is reduction reaction. Then you will get to para-toluidine. Para-toluidine, CH3. NH2, CH3. According to the analysis part, next one is bromination. But as I said before, the bromination may cause the substitution reaction as well as the NH2 group may replaced by NHBr. So we have to mask this NH2 group. This can be done by adding acetic acid or acetylation reaction. So you may get NHAC CH3. NHCH3. Now this reactivity of NH2 group is diminished by masking or combined with one removing one hydrogen with acetyl group. Then you can carry out what is called the bromination reaction. Bromination reaction. Now you may get the bromide CH3. This is the subject of what is called hydrolysis. Hydrolysis. You will get the target TM, target molecule. Target molecule. So this is the synthesis part. Synthesis. That is toluene, nitration of toluene, toluene, reduction, toluidine, para-toluidine. This para-toluidine is then treated with the acetic acid or acetylating agents. The NH2 group get acylated in order to avoid the bromination of this NH2 group. Then subject to the molecule with the bromination reaction, we get the bromide derivative, and this one for the treatment of the hydrolysis, we get the target molecule. So let me conclude. Throughout these our 3 sessions, we have discussed only the fundamentals of retrosynthetic analysis. Really, this retrosynthesis or retrosynthetic analysis or retro aspect is highly vast subject. We can do this aspect for synthesizing or keeping the stereochemistry of the products also, that is stereoselective synthesis, regioselective synthesis, etc. are possible via the retrosynthetic analysis. So we have discussed only the fundamentals, and in view of these fundamentals, I believe that you can go ahead with the molecules of very higher order, the order of preference. Here we have discussed only a single bond disconnection, but it is possible to disconnect the 2 or 3 bonds simultaneously, that is 1-1 disconnection or 1-2 disconnection or 1-3 disconnection, etc. Then we can introduce a functional group in the presence of another one. That is, if a meta-oriented functional group is there, then we can introduce what is called a functional group in the ortho position in presence of the meta-directing group. So several applications are possible, and say here I think that the class is very useful for you, and I make this opportunity to thank all of you for giving support and giving your support, etc. So I will come the discussion with another topics soon. Say, if you want any doubts or any clarification, you can contact with me. My mobile number is 9446129102. My email address pvshashi@gmail.com. Thank you.